In this video, I'll show you several ways of converting an array to a string. So let's start the Quokka extension's new file option and set it to JS. And now let's start coding our different ways of converting an array to a string. So the first example is to coerce to a string. To do that, we'll set the ARR first. So this is going to be our array. And now I'm going to set the string str variable to be equal to the ARR plus an empty string. So now let's console.log str. And indeed, you can see that Quokka is showing that it will evaluate to a string of comma-separated numbers. Okay, so the next example is to coerce also to a string, but just slightly differently. So we'll set the ARR2 variable to, let's say, some letters, an array of letters. And now I'll just do let str2 equal to ARR plus an empty array. And now if I console.log str2, I'm getting, of course, I need to do this here, ARR2 plus empty array, and I'm indeed getting QW and E as a string. Here's another example. This is example number 3. So in this example, I'm going to set ARR3 to be, let's say, A, B, C, D, E. And now I'm going to say let str3, and I'm going to set it to the value of calling the array.join and passing it an empty string. So now when I console.log str3, I always forget this. So now you see it's giving me a string without commas of letters A, B, C, D, and E. In the fourth example, let's set ARR4 to an array of 3 items, 3 members, A, C, and D, whatever. And the str4 will be set to array.join, but this time we won't pass anything to the join call. And now I can do console.log str4, and notice that this now gives me comma-separated values between each member of the previous array, all together as a single string. So here's the difference between these two approaches. You can clearly see the difference right here. And of course, I keep forgetting the number here, but now you can, I guess, see it better. And maybe even to emphasize it further, let's just add A, B, C, D, and E array members to both array 3 and array 4. And now you can see the difference in calling the join method with an empty string and the join method without passing anything to it. So the next implementation is going to be, let's say we set our ARR5 variable to 100, 200, 300, just to kind of make it different from what we had previously. And now I'm going to say let str5, and I'm going to set that to array.toString, which is kind of obvious, I guess. And now when we console.log str5, and of course this needs to be array5, and I get 100, 200, 300, all as a single string. Finally, here's another way to do it, and this is the last one in this video. So I'm going to set array 6, ARR6, and I'm going to set it to AB. Okay, and now I'm going to set str6 to JSON.stringify. And I'm going to pass in the ARR to it, ARR6 to it, and finally I can console.log str6, and let's see the output. The output is a string, but it also has these square brackets, double quotes, etc. So it's kind of formatted as a JSON string. So that's it in a nutshell. 6 different ways of performing a conversion of an array to a string.